It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman 2025, directed by James Gunn. Now, this film released quite a while ago. I'm not sure exactly when I saw it anymore, but it has been a good while. I'd say about 2 weeks. And during that time, I mean, I've had enough time to reflect on it, see the good, the bad, and I am pleasantly surprised that it has grossed $500 million at the global box office. So it has made even, and hopefully, this is the continuation of a new DC universe where every movie is based on like comics, and a good it's a step in the right direction. That's what I've been using often when referring to these movies. I mean, it's a step in the right direction for DC and Marvel. That aside, this video is not about the movie. Or, well, it is about the movie, but it's not about the movie. I'm going to talk about Superman 2025 as politicization of entertainment. So, Superman is a pretty recognizable name across the globe. I mean, everyone knows he's a superhero. Everyone knows that he's strong, fast, compassionate. Whatever comes to mind is usually a pretty accurate description of Superman. He is an all encompassing character representing the hope for humanity. So, as I said, I recently watched James Gunn's Superman, and boy, was that an experience. I won't go into spoilers. That's not what this video is about anyways. But I do recommend that you go watch it, even though it is slowly exiting the theaters across the US and across the globe. Aside from Snyder fans who were vehemently against this movie's release, another group of individuals seem to have protested this immigrant story. And I put immigrant in quotations because the movie doesn't really talk about immigration, to be honest. Um, the right wing of American politics. Oh boy. Now, let me preface this by saying I hold no animosity towards any political ideology. I could care less for either side, especially those that are diehard fanatics that will vote blue no matter who or vote red until I'm dead. What I really want to focus on is how the most mundane things in life, the most least thought of aspects of life, especially entertainment, have been politicized. It is absurd that we have come to this point as humans to neglect the fact that we will not always agree and that our differences make us unique. I want to start with Superman because I recently saw it and I loved it. It was, like I mentioned at the very beginning, a step in the right direction for DC. After years of meh movies, out of movies that have had so much controversy, like The Flash, I won't even go into Ezra Miller and his whole situation, but yeah, Superman encompasses a lot of what a true human should be. This movie really encapsulated who Superman is as a character. Sure, he is an alien, but he was raised by human parents who showed him compassion, kindness, courage, basically all the traits that we were told as kids to aspire to achieve. Throughout the whole film, I was in awe. There was never a dull scene or any misdirection by Gunn. I mean, every choice that he made, every directional choice was perfect. What doesn't make sense is this notion brought by the right wing that Superman is about an immigrant's tale, or that Superman is, quote, going woke. Personally, both of those statements are false. And I recommend that those that believe that to be true go watch the film and maybe read some comics. Because I'm going to break it to you, Superman is an alien. And to be more precise, he is an illegal alien. No matter what planet he chose to land on, and let me be clear, he didn't choose to be sent to Earth. His parents sent him to Earth. That's like common Superman lore. So by every definition, he is an illegal immigrant. That aside, Superman never even talks about immigration. I mean, let alone does it even mention anything about being an immigrant. Maybe you could make the connection that him fighting on behalf of America. I mean, that's like a wild jump, a big jump in logic to suggest that he's like fighting on behalf of America. It's like Captain America. Superman and Captain America stand for what the United States of America were founded on, about liberty, about protection, about defending those that are weak, who can't be defended, right? Superman isn't about immigration, or at least this film isn't about immigration. This film shows the two sides of humanity: the side of hope, compassion, dreams, and the side of envy, disdain, and malice. Now, I'm pretty sure you can tell from all the trailers, even if you haven't seen it, which side is which. And with a little bit of background knowledge on the characters, I'm pretty sure you can decide who is who in terms of malice, disdain, envy, and hope, compassion, dreams. So I remember seeing on my Google page, literally like the day after I watched Superman, Fox News calls new Superman film, quote, super woke. And I thought, what a load of baloney. I mean, I get it. They're trying to get sales. They're trying to get the publicity on them, right? Because that's what the media is now. It's just clickbait titles. They probably didn't even see the film. And if they did see the film, it was probably very misinterpreted. Because immigration or Superman doesn't go woke in this film. He's literally ripped straight from the comics, put on the big screen. That is something amazing that James Gunn is able to do. He's able to put comic book characters and transfer them into the big screen. Another thing is Dean Cain, former Superman actor, commented about Gunn's quote pro-immigration plotline, and I thought that was absurd. Cain commented that, quote, I think bringing Superman into it, I think that was a mistake by James Gunn to say it's an immigrant thing, and I think it's going to hurt the numbers on the movie. I was excited for the film. I'm excited to see what it is. I'm rooting for it to be a success, but I don't like that last political comment. Honestly, I respect Cain's views, but it seems that he didn't have full faith in the movie or the film. I mean, I get him being cautious, but if you're gonna say you want to support the film, then you gotta say 100%, I want this film to succeed. You can't say that you're not gonna watch it, or that you think it's gonna be hurt by a small comment made by the director. And to an extent, I see where he's coming from. James Gunn shouldn't have really called Superman a pro-immigration plotline in his interview with that British news source. I think that was a little unnecessary. I mean, why would you include that in your interview, knowing that half the population in the United States are on that deportation bandwagon? It's a mystery. We will never know why. But I just want to say that Superman focuses more on the morality of Clark rather than any immigration status or refugee crisis. So that's all I have to say about that. Now, this all comes back to the underlying issue of making everything in our lives connected to politics in some way. The politicization of entertainment has been slowly but surely creeping into our daily lives. Now, I can't attest to the earlier generations, but as someone who grew up on Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, I didn't really notice much. However, seeing the new children's shows and entertainment in general has shown a stark twist from what I'm used to. Shows used to be fun ways to escape from reality, but now they feel like they have to push an agenda to succeed. Tiny Chef, which I personally enjoyed, and if you don't know, Tiny Chef is it's not a political cartoon. It's a cartoon on Nickelodeon about a tiny chef, and this chef person makes like little um, crochet foods, and it's a cute art style. It's unique. I love it, and I hope it is renewed for a second season. But it does have a clear LGBTQ presence. Now, I personally don't mind that, but it is a little confusing to me that you would put that in a children's show, right? That's the only piece that confuses me. But a good way to include that sort of themes is in an adult show or an adult series, such as The Boys, which I am so fond of, but it is one of the worst offenders of pushing an agenda. Like, for instance, Homelander is supposed to be the representation of Donald Trump. And they keep on, yeah, they made fun of some of the left wing, right? I don't remember exactly what it is that they made fun of, but they have a tendency to push this agenda that all right wing Americans who follow Trump are brainwashed idiots that are so stupid for believing in him, and it just repeats on that, and it repeats on that joke forever and ever, and it kind of gets bland and boring. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I stopped watching it, but hopefully with a fresh mind I'll get back into it, and I hope that it continues succeeding too. Now, this goes into sports as well. Don't get me started on that. I mean, recently, La Selección Nacional defeated Team USA 2-0 in the CONCACAF Gold Cup. And all of a sudden, I see posts pouring in that this victory was more than just about bragging rights. It shows that we Hispanics need to stay strong against an oppressive government. Hashtag pro-immigration. And I keep thinking to myself, what? When did Team USA have the power to overrule executive orders? Soccer is meant to be enjoyed by all people regardless of religion, location, or politics. I find it funny, especially for a guy living by the border, to see this fanfare of pro-immigration debates in the media, when all I want is to enjoy the very little free time I have. To those that stuck to the very end of the video, treat other people with respect and kindness. Go to your neighbor and wish them a good day. Go to your local, food bank and volunteer a few hours. Because there is no reason to harbor hate. It is just a waste of time from your day. In conclusion, go watch Superman. I know it is coming out of theaters real soon. Like, it's going to be leaving. Fantastic Four just entered. But please give Superman a shot. Even if it's like 2 weeks after this video has been posted, just go watch it. It is well worth the time. Anyways, that's all I got to say about that.